All right, welcome back, Mr. Jeffrey's Math Page, where we cover everything algebra. Could be Algebra 1, Algebra 2. This one actually deals with Algebra 2 with stats. I don't have a sponsor yet, but I would still like to remind people to stop oxygen theft. Okay, and don't forget, you got to subscribe, hit that bell. We got to get rid of this receding hairline. I want to be like long haired, freaky people. All right, so what we're doing today is we're graphing quadratic inequalities, and then we're not really graphing quadratic inequalities, which I think it's so funny that most teachers are like, you have to know how to graph on paper. And then like, but if on the ACT, you don't have to graph at all. You just got to pick the right one. Okay. So we're going to kind of look at some things and then go from here. Now, quadratic inequality. All right. Please understand, this seems weird, but it makes perfect sense in my head. And when we start doing these, it will go better. You're going to shade above the graph when the y is being eaten by the inequality sign. Okay. Just like the shark that almost ate one of my students when they caught it when they were fishing in the Gulf this summer, that if they would have fell off the boat, they would have been eaten by the shark. And it wasn't a baby shark, it was daddy shark. Do. So now it's going to be shaded below the graph when the y is not being eaten. Okay. So it's shaded below when the y isn't being eaten. Now, again, these definitions don't make sense, but when we start doing them, it will. Hopefully, I can trigger something in your frontal loading that you've done before with graphing linear inequalities. Now, it's a dotted line if there's no line up underneath the sign. Okay, that's like that's the graphical representation of being friend zoned. Okay, we acknowledge that it's there, but we don't include it. Okay, yes, it does happen to the best of us. And then it's a solid line if it has a line up underneath it. Okay, uh, which is like dating or in a relationship, pair bonding. What, I don't know. I'm just glad I'm married right now because I could not date in these times. And we do acknowledge it. It's fully acknowledged. That's what we're looking at. Okay, so you know, again, these definitions don't make a whole lot of sense until we start doing them. So let's begin. All right. So we can actually answer some of these questions right now before we do anything else. Okay. Now, first off, is this going to be solid or dotted? It's going to be dotted. Why is it going to be dotted? Yeah. Yeah. It's friend zone. Yeah. Fringled. Is that what you said? It's a single fringle. Ooh, I like that. That's funnier. What if they're a single fringle and their last name is Pringle? Single Fringle Pringle. All right. So it's dotted because it's friend zone. There's no line up underneath it. Now, which way are we going to shade? Is the Y being eaten or not being eaten? Not. Okay. Now, here's this big space where I had planned for y'all to use the axis of symmetry and stuff like that and everything. But how about this? I'll make you a deal. It's Friday here in the great state of Alabama, and not everybody wants to do stuff today. So, oh wow, we just realized it's Friday. All right. So, uh, shark bite, Shark Tank. Hoo-ha-ha. All right. So, now I'm going to do this quickly. You don't have to really copy it down. The main thing I need y'all to copy down is what I'm going to put in the chart here in a second. Okay. And all I'm doing is going through the axis of symmetry. All right. So I get my X, that's that right there. That's a 2A. Okay, remember, I said you don't have to write this right here. The only thing, look, muy importante. okay, what is muy importante is that you copy down is this right here right now. Okay. Okay. Do we understand? Capiche? Caposh? All right. So I get one. I'm actually going to plug it in. I have to write it out because I will type it in the calculator wrong because I'm weird like that. All right. Still looking for sponsors. Any good calculator people out there. All right. We plug that in and we end up getting -6. All right. So this gives us -6. So that's our vertex. Now, this would be 0 and -1 and 2 and 3. All right. Because these are 1a and a is 1, what is -6 plus 1? -5. Okay, very good. So y'all do remember that from that test. That makes me feel better as a teacher. All right, and then this is going to be these two are 3a, and so that's going to be -5 plus 3, which is -2. All right, so now we have our points. All right, now I want to kind of start graphing. So I go over 1, down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm plotting this point, 1, 6. Yeah. Okay. I was really, really worried. All right. Now, so there's my points. Here's where it gets a little kooky. Okay. Not cookie, but kooky. All right. This is supposed to be a dotted line. Now, I can cheat right here and make a dotted line. And then y'all are like, well, we don't have that tool because Tony Stark or Elon Musk hasn't made our stuff yet. Right. So, what you could do, and I've done this a bajillion times, is I've actually made the solid line graph and I've taken my eraser, okay, and went back and went like this. Pew, 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 pew. Okay. And now it's a dotted line. All right. Now, yes. Yeah, it doesn't have a line up underneath the inequality sign. Yeah. Now, our shading. Now, this is where you could get, um, this is one reason I don't really like a whole lot of stuff because people shading is weird. Basically, when it's below, like you could go from this graph and just start shading right here, okay? And it's just kind of going to look like that. All right. Basically, it looks like water on the outside of a boat. Okay. Say you're in your kayak or your canoe or whatever, your fancy boat. You're on your schooner with the yacht club. And basically, all this, because it does kind of make a parabolic shape. Um, and that's really all it is. Now, the front part of this paper is just to get y'all used to doing some things. All right, the back is where now I don't know if I'm gonna let y'all see the back or not. It might be a secret. That where it's gonna look like stuff that you would see on the ACT, pre-ACT, things like that. Okay. Now, here's the big thing I need y'all to know. I need y'all to know why is it dotted? What is it shaded below? And its graph looks something like this. Now, not all graphs on a test are going to have purple dotted lines and these rainbow gummy worm things looking right here. Okay, they're not, but that's all I really need y'all to really kind of focus on right now. Some of y'all, I can see y'all this must be an awesome lesson. I see so many people with their phones, they are all taking pictures. It must be going on people's Snapchat stories and Instagram and all that other kind of stuff. It might be on the TikTok, who knows? So, yeah, the Instaham. All right. So, things we need to know is this going to be solid or dotted? Dotted. Why is it dotted? It's a single mingle. It has no line up underneath it. We don't include it. So this is dotted. Okay. Now, which way are we going to shade? Above or below? Above. We're going to shade above because the Y is being eaten. Okay. Yep. No. If I did, was that a good move? Okay. She took, yeah, we used to have a student that would visit us all the time, and it was very odd that they would visit us when they're in a class, and they would come and basically interrupt class to visit and see if I had snacks. Okay, which I think is fat shaming because I happen to be kind of festively plump. So they thought that I would always have snacks on hand. So that's a very, that's a very bad judgment. Kind of like the other day, had a random kid come up to me and ask me if I had a fork. I'm like, it's because I'm fat, right? Because I'm supposed to have like a fork in my back pocket because you never know when you're going to come across like a cheesecake just randomly. Okay, that will really. Well, it's it's funnier to joke around and tell them that they're fat shaming because then they feel bad. So, I'm a horrible person. All right. A lot of people laugh. Nobody disagreed. So we're just going to move on. So uh, maybe if I get more subscribers, I would feel better about myself. Okay. You know who aren't great people? Horses. Okay. So, see, I told you horses are horrible people. Now, we. Y'all must have all seen that episode of Family Guy where the horse is poisoning the old lady's tea. All right. Now, when we're typing into the calculator, we have to make sure that the negative is on the outside before we square it. And we end up getting 5. Yeah, 5 is our Y value. Mm. All right. So this is -3, -4. This is -1 and 0. Now, again, you could plug stuff in. You could use the 1A or 3A if you wanted to. Um, I'm just randomly just picking them up out of the air. They're just flying by. I'm just going, I'm catching them. I'm catching those random. Now, what I'm doing, yes, yes. This is very similar to the lesson that we had the test on where you had the chart and had to fill out the vertex and stuff. The only reason though that it looks really weird is that I've got it vertically instead of horizontally. And the reason why is because I stole this from somebody else and I was too lazy to change it. Yes. Yeah, y'all don't have to worry about the top part right now so much. Uh, where would I get it? It is a good point. Well, not to worry about it, but what's happening is I have so many students that are doing this, and then they don't, and then they're getting caught up all in the how do I find the axis of symmetry and the vertex, which is stuff we should already know because we have a test on it and we have lots of notes and even tests that we could always go back and look at later. And right now I'm just trying to hone in why these look like this, okay? I know. Basically, I'm being super confusing. It's a Friday and that's it. And I'm usually used to getting like machine gun fire questions where it's like okay? And I just can't do it no more. Yeah, I'm just trying to it's almost like another Take a Knee Friday like it was last week. Okay, unfortunately, we'll probably have lots of those. All right, now this is 1a, so we would have 5 plus -1, which is no. Ha ha! You sure did trick me. Yeah, numbers are hard, and yeah, we get 1. All right. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bloop, 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 bloop. All right. So it's dotted. So I'm actually going to try to dot. This time I'm just going to kind of like keep going just for fun. And I'm just guessing that this is where it looks like because it looks something similar. Okay. Now, exactly. So where are we going to shade this time? Above it. All right. So when we shade above it, it's basically, see, this is why I got, yeah, it is the basically, all right. No, well, I'm just showing for right now. Okay, look, Mango, flip over on the back of your paper. See those 4 graphs at the bottom? That's what, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. I love it. The one day I'm really expecting nobody to have like deep questions, I get hit with most of them. No, that's okay. That's it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me limber. Gotta. I don't know exactly what I get paid for anymore. It seems like it changes every now and then. Okay, it's like you get paid to instruct, but you also get paid to sanitize, and you also get paid to police, making sure people are doing this and this and this, and you know, yeah, change lives. They said they never mentioned the pandemic. All right, so yeah. Oh, and the joke we had earlier is that this is the longest game of cooties that I've ever seen. So, and then people didn't understand what the game of cooties are, and that probably means they didn't have a very good childhood where, you actually got knocked unconscious when you played dodgeball. Okay. Yeah, that was fun. Don't we have a dodgeball tournament at the school? Yeah, baseball has usually has a dodgeball tournament. All right. So let's look at example 3. Is this going to be solid or dotted? This is going to be solid because it has a line underneath it. Okay. Yeah, we're going to shade up because what's being eaten? The Y. All right. Now, something that we should kind of know. If our B is 0, even if you use this formula right here, the negative B over 2A, that's not like a negative 6 over 20. Okay. If you put in a 0 right there, it doesn't matter what the other numbers are, the whole thing's 0. Okay, so you really shouldn't even have to know this, that you're going to find out that this is 0. All right. Now, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Okay. So, uh, And if we were to plug in 0 everywhere we see x, well, that's 0 squared minus 5, which that should be what? Negative 5, yes. Hey, you're close, though. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ooh, that is a weird 2. It's like a steampunk 2. Okay. I don't even know what steampunk is. All right. These are 1a. A is 1, so we have negative 5 plus 1, which is negative 4. And what's funnier than 24? 25. All right. What? Did you say you don't understand why 25 is funnier than 24? You. All right, and this one is 3a. Oh yeah, there's always those. There's always those. Yeah. Ah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You were allowed to watch Paw Patrol? Okay. Now, so it roughly looks like that. And remember, this is why I don't really count off if your graphs look kind of weird because, you know, mine kind of looks like, those inflatable tube man. They're like, "What okay, that's kind of what mine looks like. Yeah. Yeah, at the car washes. All right. Now, where are we going to shade on this one? Yeah, up, which up is actually on the inside of this graph. All right. Oh, there we go. There we go. Because I go from the graph and go up, and that kind of puts it on the inside. Okay. You don't got it? That's okay. We'll get you there. I promise. We'll get you there. If not, I'll send out the math rescue team and we'll get you there. Yep. What? You just noticed that you don't even know what you're doing? Okay, so do you want me to step you through this next one? Okay. All right. Yes, y'all are. We just all struggle sometimes. All right. Maybe because I'm expecting too much, so y'all to remember that we need to list our A, our B, and our C. Okay. Now, I've got that listed. Let's go ahead and answer these two questions because these are easy. Okay. Is this going to be solid or dotted? Solid. And yeah, because we're shading down from the graph. All right. To actually build the graph, we need to find the vertex. And we start by the axis of symmetry, which is x equals negative b over 2a. And we plug in our numbers, which is negative 12, negative 1. Now, on the top, this simplifies as positive 12 and negative 2. Yes, very good. I heard somebody say it, which gives us negative 6. So our axis of symmetry, or the x value of the vertex, is negative 6. So I can write it in my chart. How are you confused again? Okay, now to find my y value, I'm going to take that x value I just found and plug it back in everywhere I see x in here. All right. Sometimes I tell my students that we're all strands or all light bulbs on a strand of lights, and some people flicker and flicker and flicker, and they finally come on. And sometimes you got to go over to the light and thump it a little bit. All right. So if we plug this into the calculator, you should get -4. All right. Now, does that make more better sense? They thought the B was a 6. Okay. So this is 1A. And A is -1. So we're going to have -4 plus -1, which is -5. All right. These two are 3A. Well, 3A is -1. So this is -4 plus -3. No, wait. What did I write for again? Yeah, -4 minus plus -3 is -7, but I should have not written 4. I should have written 5. Yeah, there we go. So this should be -8. Yeah. I promise, I might need more caffeine. All right. So I go over to -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I go down 4. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Make a dot. Make 2 more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 2, 3, 4. All right. So this is going to kind of go like this. All right. So it's solid. Okay. Oh my gosh. Like, look, I went right towards that dot and then just totally missed it. Good shot, Helen Keller. Thank you for, pumping me up. And I'm going to shade below the graph. So if I start the graph and I just go down, it looks like it's the inside. No, no. We shade or we color is based off of what's being eaten. See how this is like the alligator, the inequality is not eating the y? So everything that we're looking for right here has to be less than this. Okay. So if you think about it, if you start at your graph and you go down, that's where they should be less than, right? Okay. Now, on the previous one, well, hang on. We haven't had a solid one yet. Well, yeah, that one was solid. Yeah, I just covered the thing. All right. So right here, the Y is being eaten. Okay. So we color on the inside of it. Okay. It's it sounds weird, but I wouldn't think inside and outside. Just kind of like look at the graph and what's shaded above and below. Okay. Now, that's actually our lesson today. What I've been threatening my students in class is that there's a back to this handout that I'm going to kind of let them work on, and hopefully they do well. If not, we have to kick somebody off the island or throw them out the window. I mean, just whatever, potato, potato. So want to thank all my subscribers. All I need is like 964 more, and I can reach that 1,000. Yeah, road to 1K. Whoop, whoop. This is Mr. Jeffries. I would like to remind you to stop auction theft and have the day you have. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.